Bringing you the voice and vision of custom culture and lifestyle, as seen through the eyes of this South Texas duo. Welcome to the Custom Couple. Back on the line with JP of P Events. What is going on, my man?
Hey, man, I'm with, last time we were together, I said I was having pie with the king and queen, based on the number of big-time sponsors I see you guys have, man. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. When everybody, when we put out the idea that we would have sponsors for the podcast, we got a bunch of people right off the bat wanting to jump on and hang out with us, and I was like, all right, cool. And then, out of the blue, we're sitting at 19 sponsors for the podcast, and I was like, shit, we got to figure this one out.
This shit's getting real now.
Exactly.
I know. If anybody of any sort of importance was listening in, they might try to tax my ass.
Yeah, if the IRS is listening, we are not making money. Okay, there's no money being exchanged here, right? So, but and then you guys polish it off with some new whips. Like,
yes.
Is there anything that you guys haven't done, man? Seriously.
We're trying to get everything rolling. We're finally able to do everything we want to do.
That's awesome. Well, I'm happy for y'all. I'm really happy for y'all. Really nice rides, and I love to see that you guys are thriving and it's growing and it's meeting your expectations.
So far, it has been. We've just been running and gunning, and we've actually, since Luke and Rod, we'll get into that in a little bit. But since Luke and Rod, we have just been absolutely looking forward to BattleRod.
Yes.
And we're stoked, man. We got one of our sponsors coming down from Dallas to go to BattleRod with us.
So he'll be with us.
Oh, awesome, man.
And then we'll be having our car club, the Dead Texans, go up there as well for this. Yeah,
so most of the Dead Texans will be at BattleRod, either in or not in, but at least participating in the car show in some form or fashion. So yeah, we're stoked, man.
We can, we definitely appreciate all the support that you guys have provided us, and everybody has pre-registered and has been reaching out, and we just got back from the Ribs and Rod show in Temple, and that was an amazing show. Stephen and Amy Bramlett did an amazing job with that show. I think they had somewhere in the neighborhood of, and I may be wrong on this, but it would seem like it was just waves of cars and great music out there, and we met some great people talking about coming to the show, and we're excited about BattleRod. November 19th, the day before the show, we're doing a kickoff, a pre-party at the Temple and Saloon. It's a saloon that's been around since 1906. Wow. And it's cool. You walk in and you see and I don't know what kind of wood it is, but you see the original bar that was built, during that time frame, and it just takes you back, to some history. So, we were honored to have a pre-party there with Art and Sonia Trevino, who are the owners of the bar, and we're gonna have live music. They're gonna have a band called Broken Duck Feet. I don't know if they're as good as Limp Bizkit, but Broken Duck Feet with a name like that, you gotta rock, right? So
dude,
we're gonna have live music and there's gonna be prizes and drink specials, and more drink specials, and we'll be there giving out T-shirts and stuff like that, meeting people and having a good time before the show on the 20th.
That's awesome, man. I wish that we could make it down the night before, because now I'm kind of curious about this band you speak of.
And don't forget the drink specials.
And the drink specials.
Yeah, and the drink specials. I gotta catch up because I can't drink too much, because the following morning I got to be up at the crack of dawn to make sure everything is running correctly. But everyone else can do that. Just show up between 8 and 12 in the morning, or 8 and 12 in the afternoon, and to check in or register. But yeah, people should have a good time. I've heard a lot of good feedback from people who are coming out to the pre-party.
If you don't go to bed, you don't have to get up early.
Just stay up.
Hey.
Follow the custom couple for more drinking advice.
Wouldn't be the first
Or more
time
liver
we've done
damage
it.
advice.
I can't do it anymore. Sam still can.
Yeah, I still do it.
Yeah, she can party all night and still go to work. Me, I call in for the next week and a half.
I'll tell you what, my wife, whenever you get a chance, if you've met my wife at Luke and Rod, my wife is, this little cute thing, and she'll outdrink anybody under the bar. Seriously. Like, I'll be like, cross-eyed in Vegas with her, and she's still ready to go. And I'm like, how the hell do you do that? She must have like a hollow leg or something.
Right? Yeah, I can't do it. My birthday proved that. But we won't get into that. So tell us how Luke and Rod went, and then I'm curious to hear your experience at Ribs and Rods this past weekend as well, because that's another show that we love to go to and we missed this year. So I really would love to hear your take on it from this year. But how did Luke and Rod go for you?
Man, Luke and Rod was sold out. There were some folks that were upset with us. I hate to say it, because we were sold out. And what we told them was, look, if you show up the day of show, we're going to, kind of stage you. And as we have space, we'll add you in. And we added people at the last, there's some folks that pre-registered that didn't show up. And we added about 15, 20 people at the end of the day. So it was a good show. It was a great show, but there were some folks that were upset with us because they really wanted to come to Luke and Rod, but they didn't want to go all the way to Lukenbach and not be able to get in. And it's good problems to have, but unfortunately, there's some folks were not happy with us with that. But my suggestion to them is pre-register, right? So that way you guarantee your spot.
Right.
But Luke and Rod was a great show. We had a lot of folks. We had a gentleman that came out from San Diego. We had another one that came out from Mississippi, and we had a best of show, a Tri-5. My mind is blank. Robert, I can't remember his last name, brought out this beautiful Tri-5 that was just perfect. I mean, there's nothing to describe it other than the word perfect. Mm-hmm. And then we had a lot of rat rods that came out, and we had the folks from this Suicide Slabs came out with their Lincoln Continentals, and we actually have a short video that we're going to post up on the Luke and Rod side once we open up registration for Luke and Rod 2022. Which would be September 10th. But it was a great show. It was probably one of the biggest Luke and Rods we've done. The bands did amazing. We had Brian and the Blackouts that kicked us off, and then we had the Lucky Odds, and then 2 Tons of Steel played a good set too. I saw a little bit of the 2 Tons. I didn't see any of the other ones, unfortunately, but 2 Tons did well, and people had a great time. One of the speed bumps that we did have was a couple of the food trucks didn't show up, and what I heard was COVID played a issue with that. But so there were longer lines for food than we normally would have liked. So having a discussion with Lukenbach after the show, we said, hey, next year we have to overcompensate and make sure that we have enough food trucks and whatnot, so that there's not the long lines that people experience. But look, again, these are good problems to have, right? We had a great show. We had thousands of people, spectators that came out to the event. And you folks were out there. I think you saw a lot of that as well. And
oh yes,
people had a good time. What was your perspective? I mean, look, I'm biased, right? I'm biased AF, right? So.
Yeah, no. It's all at one side. It's like, it was a great show, and like then you ask somebody else, and it's like, I wasn't able to get in. But you're right, man. To pre-register. I mean, it's simple fix. But our take on it, I had a blast. For one, it's a show kind of outside of our city limits, because most of the San Antonio folks, they don't make it far enough outside of San Antonio to show up to some.
Far enough out south side.
Yeah, out of the south side of San Antonio, that is. Man, I always shit on San Antonio. I always do. So it was cool going to Lukenrod, an hour and a half, whatever it is from here, and seeing some of our friends from San Antonio that took out their cars, and I was like, man, that's awesome. It was cool meeting new people, though. It was cool when we got to give out an award for you, because that was a 59
It was a
Chrysler.
59 Chrysler.
That thing
I
was
already knew what it was. I was like,
Chrysler.
it was a 59
Yeah.
Chrysler.
The
It was
Chrysler. Yeah.
beautiful.
It was black and silver, I think. It was
Yeah.
black
Yeah.
and silver, if I remember.
red interior.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Chrysler
It was a great experience all the way around. Got to hang out with Trey, the flat brim farmer.
Hey, shout out to Trey, man. Trey's a good guy.
Man,
He sold
delicious.
He sold out. He did amazing. He's just so nice every time we see him. But I think it was a lot. I think it was really refreshing seeing and meeting so many new people. Because, when you go to enough car shows, it's like, oh, it's cool to see the same people. But, like, we got to see so many different cars that we haven't seen and, like, we've never seen. And it was just nice to, like, be able to see, like, things that we don't get to as much anymore. And it was just like, wow, this is different. This is cool.
Yeah.
And I just, in all honesty, in all the shows that we've been to, I like how easy it was to literally get in and get out. Like, usually, like, it's a horror scene trying to get into a car show and find parking and find where you're supposed to be at. But everything was just so organized. Like, I loved it. I was so happy.
Yeah, the parking
Shout out
situation
to-
was great.
Yeah, look, shout out to my guys, Shitty and my brother Eric and my son Dylan. They did an amazing job in parking the show vehicles. And then the spectator parking lot's so vast and large that for the most part it's really easy to get in and get out. And there are a lot of folks who brought their RVs and brought their travel trailers and whatnot and camped out in the parking lot. And a really inexpensive way to kind of come to our show, especially with the folks that are coming in from Dallas and Houston and parts in between. We have a lot of folks who are outside the kind of central Texas region that come out and camp out there with their RV and stuff. But no, look, it was a great show. We walked away, feeling blessed, feeling, high sense of happiness. And we're happy that we're able to, pull Lukenrod off this year, no COVID issues and all that good stuff. And people had a great time. There was a lot of beer flowing. There's good tunes going on and a lot of sparkle. We had the Smokey and the Bandit folks, the Snowman run out there as well. I don't know if you got a chance to see those folks.
I saw the pictures of it. Yeah, I saw the pictures when you were posting them.
Yeah, they were out there to generate awareness and develop funding for veterans out there. And they went out. They kicked off their tour at Lukenbach, and they went all over the country from there.
Man, that's
so we were
cool.
Happy to have them there, and I'm glad that they were able to support the veterans and everything else that goes along, especially on 9/11.
Yeah, the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. You'd be able to throw a big ass car show like that, and then be able to be able to give awareness to the veterans that are keeping us from being able to get taken over like they tried to do to us. So I mean that's that's really cool you're able to do that this year. I'm looking forward to next year, but I'm also I'm looking forward to your other shows that are happening between now and then. So we will jump into talking about BattleRod coming up. So this is going to be your first show in Gonzales. Is BattleRod?
This is our first. Yeah, this is our first show to do in Gonzales. Mm-hmm. And look, the support that we've gotten for a first year show is amazing. Like I'm blown away. And people have come to our other shows, the RiverRod and Lukenrod shows, and some of our meltdown shows back in the old mini trucking days. And they know what kind of show we put together, right? Our show's about people. Our show's about hot rides and just good times, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's followed us over the years, and we're really excited to be able to host it in Gonzales. And when we picked Gonzales, initially we were going to do it downtown, like they used to have another show out there downtown. It took over all downtown, and I really like the idea because the downtown area is very nostalgic and picturesque. But when we got approval for the city, we found out that they were going to do construction, and they didn't think it was going to be done by the time we did BattleRod. And I don't think construction's even started. I was in Gonzales last week, and they haven't even started.
Oh,
so we could have possibly done it downtown, but nevertheless, we made other plans. So we moved it out to the JB Wells Arena, which is actually a bigger open space, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it gives us more room for scalability. So as the show grows, look, I can easily see us. Heck, I mean, there's enough space there. We could probably put 500 to 1,000 cars if we wanted to. And there's a whole bunch of RV sites too, hookups. So folks who have RVs that want to stay there over the weekend and have a party over the weekend, they can do that as well. So yeah, it's first year show, but we're excited. The crew is ready to go. Like last time we talked right before Luke and Rod, we have boxes everywhere, right? Trophies and T-shirts, and we just mailed out all the entry stickers for pre-registered vehicles. We'll have day of show registration on Saturday. A lot of folks are like, I get messages every day like, do y'all still have space? Or y'all sold out? And no, we're not sold out because we have a lot of space. We have a lot more space than we did at Luke and Rod. Mm-hmm. So we'll do day of show registration on the show, 11/20, between 8 and 12 p.m. Okay. And then on the day before the pre-party at the Temple and Saloon, we're going to be there between 3 and 5 doing the registration as well on the Friday, in case anybody wants to get a jump on that on Friday who are coming into town.
Nice.
But hotels are available. There's a couple of hotels, a Quality Inn and the La Quinta. Folks are stacking those up. There's $79 room specials. Just tell them the word BattleRod, and it'll give you that price point for those that are coming in Friday night. But it should be a great weekend. And this is a little bit different. We're having 2 classes. We're having a top 40 pre-1987, so like we do in Luke and Rod and River Rod, and then we're doing a post-88 top 40 class.
Oh, okay.
So anything newer?
Anything newer, right, that are coming out. And then we're, of course, doing the best ofs. And then we have a very unique, we've never done this before, we have a very unique best of show trophy that I'll be posting up here as soon as it gets done and created by our folks that are helping us out with that. Look, over 90 trophies for those that are wondering about that. 2 different classes, pre-87 and then post-88. In fact, on the post-88 side, I know my good friend Opie is bringing out his street trucks cover truck out there. And on the post-87, there's a gentleman, last name Hermes, who won top 12 at Good Guys, and I think best muscle car at Good Guys in Dallas. So
wow.
We're going to have some really good quality rides out there.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, dude. I went to one car show in Gonzales several years ago, and I believe it was the guys that put on was it Hot Rods and Hatters oh man, I'm blanking on names of little towns now, but neither here nor there. They did their car show in the town square like you were talking about, and I remember it was like one of the hottest days of the year, and there was no cover. There was nowhere to get away from it. Like everybody was ducking under everybody else's canopies just to get away from the sun, it was just like a nightmare as far as the weather was great, but it was hot, no cloud cover, no nothing. It was like, man, this would have been a great show if the weather just dealt with a little bit better. But it sounds like you're going to be in a spot where you can park a lot more, because I remember that would be an issue if you're in some of these small towns and their town squares. You can't really stack a whole bunch of cars on top of each other in those areas. So I'm looking forward to this.
I used to go. In fact, I went to the Hot Rod and Hatter show. It was a good show. There was a lot of cars, and they had a large stage. Like it seemed like I was going to the US Festival, that kind of deal.
That one is Lockhart. That one's in Lockhart. That's and it's a huge show. But in the later years of it, I didn't really enjoy going to it anymore. But
they used to do it in Lockhart, and then they moved it to Gonzales. When they moved it to Gonzales, and the last year they had it was in Gonzales, and I think it's been 3-4 years since they had it there. And what was interesting was I was approached by one of the president of the Oil City A's, Richard Simon, and he said, "Hey, man, like I can introduce you to the Chamber of Gonzales because they really want to have a show like what you put on in Gonzales." And that's kind of how it started out. Was getting involved with the chamber and the city and that kind of stuff. In fact, the tourism board supported BattleRod this year, so we're deeply grateful for that. And that's how it started. But Gonzales has a history, right? All the folks who are history buffs or who love Texas, know that one of the first battles of Texas independence was held in Gonzales.
Yep.
So there's a lot of history. In fact, on the way to the showgrounds on 183 South, you pass where they have the official monument for the come and take it kind of battle, if you will. So it's a cool place. It's a really cool place. But more, look, I'm really jazzed about having that pre-party at that saloon. When you think about it, right? 1906. Like you walk and the floors are still pretty similar to what they had in the past.
Right.
They haven't made a lot of changes to the saloon, and you'll walk in and quickly you see that you're in a different time zone. And I'm excited about being able to host that party there.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of folks don't realize that Gonzales, most of South Texas. I mean, we have a ton of the missions, the monuments, and all of that all had to do with Texas independence and everything. But everybody flies that white flag with the cannon on it. They have
no idea why they're flying it.
There's stickers on the back of their truck, and
this is a cool sticker.
Patches on their jackets or whatever they got. They don't realize that's where that cannon comes from. That come and take it. So
for BattleRod, what kind of music are you looking at?
Yeah, who's going to be playing this show?
So we got the Prairie Rattlers coming out, which I'm really excited about them coming out and playing. They played our River Rod show last year, and they did a great. In fact, I should have had them play a longer set than what they did at River Rod, and at BattleRod they'll have a little bit longer set to play. So they'll do a little bit of rockabilly, a little bit of Texas kind of blues, that kind of thing, and those guys are great. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, we caught them just a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we listened to them. They played at the Harley Davidson dealership over here in San Antonio a few weeks ago when Sam took home Miss Caliente 2021.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yes.
I told you I was having a conversation with royalty here.
Yeah.
I've won 2 now. I won Miss Caliente, and then I won Miss Invasion. Which that was the grand slam right there. That was the one I was like, man, first year doing it too.
There.
I know, and now she's gonna be Miss BattleRod 2021.
Oh, we don't know that. We're fingers crossed, but we don't know that yet.
Well, yeah, you're right. We're gonna have a pinup contest by the New Braunfels Pinups. So Tamara is gonna help us out with that at BattleRod, and then we're going to do a little bit of a twist. We're going to do some human sports kind of thing. So in the old meltdown days, we used to do, just stupid adult, games like,
I'm
human,
intrigued.
Musical chairs, and it was.
Oh,
it was
God, that can be deadly.
Yeah, and so we're finalizing. We actually don't have exactly the games we're going to play, but we're going to be doing some fun things that are going to be. Adult-esque, if you will. Still keep it a family show, but just fun enough that people want to participate and have a good time.
Pants optional.
I don't know, man. If they have a license for the legs, skinny, white legs, and with no tan on them, go knock yourself out. Man.
That's exactly what it is. No, I already got told I have a Hank Hill butt, so they will not be any of that, folks. None of it. But I'm intrigued.
That'll be exciting. The New Braunfels Pinups, they're all amazing ladies, so I'll be excited to see them out. And I've got some friends coming down that want to participate in the pinup contest, so I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It'll be a lot of fun. That'll definitely be some fun. Now I'm intrigued about some of this musical chairs bullshit going on.
Yeah, Tamara and the New Braunfels pinups are kind of a staple in the city now for pinup contests, and we're really blessed to have her kind of take on that responsibility. It's one less thing I have to worry about, and she's done a great job with us in the past.
Absolutely. We got a chance to meet her at Harley Davidson as well.
I wasn't even gonna do it either.
Yeah, she wasn't even gonna do the contest, and ended up was like, no, I'll go ahead and do it. It was really cool to meet her and all the girls that were putting on the contest there. Super nice folks to be around. So you've definitely got a good team of people that are coming on and helping you with all of this. We can discuss it afterwards, but the custom couple will probably come out there and give away some free stuff to a nice person who has a car that we like. Maybe.
I have a flask for you guys. I have another flask if you guys want to use that again as y'all's pick. So just let me know.
Yeah, we can totally do that.
We can totally do that.
We can totally do that. So when we promote for the show and all of that, we'll include that, to all of our listeners out there. We'll be giving away an award at another event with y'all. So tell me about Ribs and Rods. Now that we've promoted your shows all crazy and shit, I want to hear how you did at Ribs and Rods. For one, did you get to eat any food?
It's funny you say that. We were so busy at the booth. We did sneak in some food, but it wasn't barbecue, unfortunately.
Damn it.
There was a food truck right next to us, and my wife just ran over there quickly and got some and came back. But we were so busy talking to people coming by and people buying T-shirts and stuff like that. We were really busy. In fact, Flat Brim was not too far away from us, and I didn't even get a chance to say bye to Trey and those folks. And I did get to talk to a couple of the other folks there that had booths and whatnot. But it was just there's a lot of great people coming by and asking questions. A lot of folks hadn't been to a P Event show; they didn't know who P Events was, and hadn't gone to Lukenbach and didn't know about Lukenbach or New Braunfels with River Rod. So we had a lot of great discussions, and there were some folks that pre-registered registered at that show as well. But look, Stephen and Amy do a really good job. I think a lot of their proceeds that they get, they donate that to the McDonald's house in that area.
Yeah.
And so they have a philanthropy that really is, they're really making a difference in that philanthropy. We have a really good relationship with Stephen and Amy. They come to our shows, and they have a standing booth at our events, and they let us come out to their event, and we have a booth, and that's the way it should be, right? Everyone is doing very similar things, and we want everybody to succeed for the most part.
Absolutely.
And look, I got to see some cars. There was one truck. Oh God, it's still in my mind. And I took photos and I put it up on Facebook. But there was a truck from the House of Hot Rods. It was a Dodge Power Wagon, King Cab with dually, made a dually, and I mean that thing was just amazing. I wanted to have relations in that truck. Let's put it that way. If that doesn't gross out.
Yes, absolutely.
But there were several mercs out there that looked amazing. Very similar to BattleRod, the format as far as the type of vehicles that entered. It's post 88 and pre 87. I think they have it kind of top. I can't remember what the top number is, but there were many trucks that were full size trucks, really nice full size trucks out there that were bagged and customized. And I think we came across a gentleman who had a vehicle with his son, and his thing was his son was autistic, which we have an autism awareness kind of piece to our show.
Yeah.
And it was good to talk to him and meet his son, and and kind of just listen to kind of some of the things that he goes through and whatnot.
Man, that's becoming very apparent lately. There's a lot more autism awareness, and the different levels of being on the spectrum and everything. And that's really cool that you're able to be out and about, and you see some of these folks that are getting their kids involved in things that kind of help with that. Some of these guys that they go through that, the brain just works in really weird ways. And to be, to get somebody, into building an engine. Some of these kids can probably build an engine in 30 minutes, and I knew a kid that can play piano, like not ever read music, but could play piano like it was, just in his sleep. But it's really cool. You can get some of these kids involved in things like that, and man, I'm freaking looking forward to BattleRod so bad. I want it to be this weekend instead of next weekend.
We're almost there. We got one
that
more. That
doesn't
week.
make two of us. I think a lot of work to do. We're ready, but I still need another week.
You're on your own on that one.
Hell no, I'm ready. I'm so
Don't put
ready.
that hex on me, bro.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna be time for BattleRod.
Today I was doing some work in the morning for BattleRod, insurance and all that good stuff, and it was like, holy crap! I'm going to blink and it's going to be here. So, but we look, for the most part, we have everything. We have our trophies ready to go. We have our T-shirts, they're going out the window. All our entry stickers for free registrations are out, and now we're just kind of doing the final touches for little things here and there. There's always going to be something that goes wrong, right? When you think about like all of our shows that we've done, some folks they'll give us compliments, and I really appreciate the compliments. Oh, it's so organized and well put together, and this and that. But behind the scenes, there's always, like you guys, right? Like before I came online, right, there was all kinds of technical issues we were going through, and for the average person who listens to the podcast and the average person who goes to a show or to any show, really doesn't understand like kind of the behind the scenes things that go wrong so often, right? Laptop crashing at a show, right? And making sure that you have a backup disaster recovery plan, right? We have 2 laptops that we bring to the shows, and we save our spreadsheet to an external hard drive just to make sure that if something were to go bad, we have that data somewhere else that's not going to die with that laptop.
Because at some point you probably didn't have that and it crashed.
Knock on wood, the laptop has crashed, but we had that backup plan. I was in that industry for so long, and I was like, I just kind of kept that nerd bucket, kind of piece of me in it, to make sure that we didn't, have that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But look, there's a lot of things that behind the scenes. So, my hat's off to everyone who does shows, regardless of what show you're doing, because those things, as we talked about last time, they're not easy things to do. They're a huge investment in time and a huge, investment in money and risk and resources.
Absolutely, yeah.
But every person who probably does a show probably just says, why do I do this, right? Why do I put myself through this? When your feet are throbbing because you can't feel from walking 10,000 miles around showgrounds. But the reality is, look, it's an addiction, and for 20 years we've been doing it, and the family still supports me in doing it, and that keeps me going.
Hell yeah, man!
And that's the most important part, is the fact that you have the support to do it.
Like you guys, right? You guys are doing this together, and you guys work probably during the day, and you came home, and maybe you had a bad day, and now you got to put the podcast on, right? The show goes on, right?
Oh yeah, no.
Always,
so my hats off to y'all too.
We, like you said, there's a lot of that behind the scenes that goes on. It's like, you're right. We work during the week, and then we record 3 or 4 episodes a week. Maintaining schedules and all of that, and then making sure that we get all these recordings over to the producer so he can get everything put up. Yeah, it's a process for sure.
But we wouldn't do it unless we loved it, right? So
here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah. My brother, my younger brother, Eric, he does shows in South Texas. And I just went down there about 2 weeks ago to go help him with one of his shows called Showtoberfest. And, that was like 800 cars. And, helped him with judging, helped him with everything that goes along with the show. And it seems like, my brother's doing it. I'm doing it. It's a family thing. And we just kind of, outside of, working with cars and doing our own stuff, we just love doing shows. We like that kind of, high five at the end of the show when people drive off and they're happy because they had a great time.
Yeah. And when the show ends, you're already starting to prepare for the next one.
Yeah.
So
you're exactly right. I mean, look, River Rod, look, I haven't even started promoting that thing. And, we already have a good number of pre-entries for that show. And that's just based on, our following and folks that have been to our shows already. So 2022 will be our third annual River Rod, and people are already jazzed about that one.
Oh yeah,
and we had to move to that larger location because we outgrew the previous location. So, I mean, these are all good problems to have. We're stoked about it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, I'm planning on bringing the Buick to River Rod.
Yep. We are going to get her 59 Buick.
That'd be sweet.
Thank you. Yeah, my baby's going to be showing up to River Rod.
Yeah, we're getting it a week after BattleRod.
Yeah.
So it didn't make it to BattleRod this year, but it will be at River Rod.
We were trying so hard, but there's just like too many things going on. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll have enough time to get it ready for River Rod.
Yeah.
So my Buick will be there. I will be registering the Buick to be there.
That's the plan.
There was a cream or pink colored Buick at Ribs and Rods.
I know exactly which one you're talking about, and it had like a pink and cream interior on the inside.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that's another car I wanted to have relations in. That thing is just. That thing was just beautiful. Yeah. Amazing. The amount of work on that thing is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we've just kind of had the sickness with 59 Buicks lately. I mean, it's just been a complete addiction.
I think everyone's just as excited about my car as I.
Yeah. Oh, listen to me. So shitty, his dream classic car is that 59 Buick. And he's got, Jesus, 3 or 4, custom magazine type trucks. And I've been telling him, go get a classic, go get another classic. And that 59 Buick is what he wants to get. So, Shitty, if you're listening to this, stop messing around and go get it, for God's sakes.
Yep.
Yeah. They're not cheap right now. Everybody's just been chomping at the bit to get one. So, yeah, we've had our hands on 3 now, 4. So
I've literally snagged mine in like 30 minutes. That's how fast it took. I was like, you got to be on it. You got to like watch everything all day.
Yeah. So we're finally getting one to come home.
Yeah.
And then I can figure out what's going on with the Oldsmobile. But that's another story for another day, folks.
That's right. You guys had the Olds too. You got the Olds as well. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, right now the focus is on the Buick. The Oldsmobile I can put to the side and wait and fix it later on and all that. I'm chomping at the bit to get this Buick home. But
yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine. It's a beautiful car.
JP, we will let you go, and so you can go eat some dinner or whatever you're gonna do at this evening. I don't know. I don't know what people do.
Man. I got T-shirts to separate that are pre-ordered. So
he's got boxes everywhere. He's still got stuff to do.
Oh man, yeah. My wife, she's got a tall glass of michelada of some kind. I don't know what she's drinking right now, but I need to catch up with her and then start separating some T-shirts and whatnot. But again, good problems to have, and we're excited about BattleRod. If you can come out, we would appreciate you all to come out. Again, the show's November 20th. It's not sold out. We're going to register in the day of show between 8 in the morning and 12 o'clock, or the day before, on the 19th between 3 and 5 at the showgrounds. If you're coming from San Antonio, it's easy to get to. Once you get to the Buc-ee's right there in Lilly and I-10, hang a right, and it's 16 miles south, exactly 16 miles south.
Nice.
And we're gonna have a bunch of signs out there that says car show with an arrow. So just look for the arrow and the signs, and you'll eventually get there.
Awesome.
But
yeah,
it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, the Dead Texans are gonna probably meet up at that Buc-ee's that morning.
Yep.
So you'll probably see a bunch of hot rods sitting in the Buc-ee's parking lot. Some of them might be broke down, but
that's a later problem.
But that's a problem for the next day. Just kidding,
Well,
Billy.
look, if you're gonna be broken down, Buc-ee's is a great place to be broken down. They got great brisket sandwiches and Buc-ee bites, so you're good there.
I was gonna say it's a great place to be broken down as long as you brought your pocketbook. Because man, I can clear out our bank account in beef jerky. I swear to God.
That's why you don't get anything. I let you choose one thing.
One thing.
You know, it's funny. You go to Buc-ee's and people are walking around with baskets, like shopping, like they're shopping at HEB. I'm like,
yes.
Is that,
and I'm that person.
it's like-
I'm that person when he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom." I'm like, "We're gonna put this back. We're gonna put this back. We're not taking this crap."
Listen, when I go to a Buc-ee's, it's Coke, soda, or Coke, or whatever, coffee, whatever, brisket sandwich, chips, and I'm out of there. Right?
Yeah, I'm done.
There's just way too many people in there.
I'm done.
Oh, and of course the restroom break, right? But outside of that, seriously, I see people walking around with like piles, like it's like Christmas, like
Right,
like,
they're buying
they have layaway there?
clothes.
Like, what the
They're
hell's
buying
going on?
blankets. I don't buy any of that shit. That's you taking the little one.
He's like, "Ooh, there's this snacks. Ooh, what about these snacks? Oh, this is kind of cool." I'm like,
It's food. I'm a foodie.
We go
when it
grocery
comes-
shopping.
Yeah.
We go grocery shopping at Buc-ee's.
But
apparently.
anytime she shows up with the little one wants to buy clothes, and I think it's because Grandma takes her
but
to
the more-
Buc-ee's all the time.
The coolest thing about going to Buc-ee's is people watching, because
Yes.
it's like there's some interesting people that stop at Buc-ee's. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a different world.
Buc-ee's, if you're listening to this podcast, go ahead and sponsor us. I've bought enough damn jerky. You can sponsor my podcast. All right. At least if you come to South Texas, just take a picture with the beaver so you can post it on your Instagram. All right, folks, we will let y'all go. If you're listening to this podcast on the day it came out, then you better be at BattleRod this weekend. So, in all things custom, keep it cool.
Bing, bang, boom. See you next Tuesday.
Don't say see you next Tuesday.
I can poop anywhere.
We know.